Hi, welcome to chefmasterclasses.com. My name's Heath, I'm executive chef here at Bortoli in the Yarra Valley. Today we're cooking on site in Stephen Leanne's backyard. We've got the pizza oven fired up. I'm going to do a brined pork loin. We're going to roast it up in there, serve it with some fresh local Bortoli beans and some cavolo nero. First thing I'll do, we'll make up the brine for the pork. Just get some salt, add some fennel seeds. You can put anything you want in here to flavour it. Some star anise, a few peppercorns, cloves, fresh bay leaves, and a little bit of thyme. Just bring that to the boil. Give it a little stir just to make sure all the salts dissolve through. Once that's come to the boil, take it off the heat. Put it into a tray. So stick that in the fridge to cool down. You want to make sure it's totally cold before you go putting your pork into it. So you don't want to cook the pork. So once your brine's cold, grab a tray. You don't want anything too big. Obviously, the bigger it is, the more brine you're going to need to cover your pork. I've got a scotch, which is the neck part of the pork, and this is just a loin. So we'll put that, make sure it's completely covered. Brining the pork just gives it a beautiful texture and obviously flavour. All that salt from your brine and stuff penetrates into the pork. So it'll be nicely seasoned all the way through, and it'll stay beautiful and moist, and it'll have a really soft texture. I'll put it in the fridge now for 24 hours. Make sure your pork's submerged. If it's not quite under, you can stick a little plate or something on top of it just to hold it under your liquid. Nice fresh Bortoli beans. You can use dried ones if you like. Pre-soak them overnight though, the day before. Canned beans don't really work for this dish. Into that, I'm going to add a couple of cloves of garlic, fresh sage from out of the garden, straight in. And then I've got some whole peeled tomatoes. These are tinned San Marzano tomatoes. They work fine. Once you've got all that in there, you just need enough water to just cover the beans. Good splash of olive oil. And just put them on the heat just to get them hot, and then we'll stick them in the oven. They'll go in the oven for an hour or two just till they get nice and soft and tender. Once your beans are hot and they start to come to the simmer, you don't really want to boil them away, just get it hot, cover it with a bit of foil. You can leave it a little bit open on one edge. At home you put this in the oven, 150, 180 degrees. Today I'd stick it in the wood oven. And so I've got this pork here that I brined last night. And how many people you're cooking it for? Obviously you can do a big bit if you like. I think a bit this size would be perfect for a couple of people. To score this, you don't want to go too deep. Just when you pull the pork out of the brine, you really need to let it dry out. You can dry it out with a paper towel or some tea towel as well, but I find letting it sit for a little while afterwards is quite good as well, because you really want to get a really good crackling. You really want that nice dry skin. And it's been in the salt, so it's already salted. You don't need to rub salt into it like you would with a normal crackling. Once your pan's hot, in there with the pork skin side down. You don't want the pan too hot, otherwise your skin will just start to burn, but you don't want to stew it either. All we're aiming to do here is give the crackling a little bit of a head start. We'll put it in the pan till it's nice and golden. We'll turn it over, seal the sides, seal the bottom, and then we'll put it into the oven to roast. All right, so that's probably far enough at this stage. Once it goes in the oven, it's going to continue cooking, so if you take it too far in the pan, it's going to end up burning in the oven. All right, so we're nearly ready. Pork's done, beans are done. Easiest way is to empty them into a tray. Pull out all the unwanted bits of sage. Any bits of garlic, just crush them back into the beans. Right. They're right to use straight away, or you can let them sit. You can even let them sit overnight and use them tomorrow. Not going to hurt them. Stick your beans into a pan. You just want to reduce the sauce down, make it nice and thick. Got some fresh baby black cabbage here, a cavallonero. We'll mix through there. So the beans are about ready. A little splash of olive oil just to season them up. Right, the pork's done. Take that out of there. Nice bit of that sauce. Piece of pork on top. So there you go, there's a beautiful bit of roast pork. All you need to do is grab yourself a state grown Pinot, sit down and enjoy.